the water was going. Let me give a quick recap of this. Water was passing through the bar screen. It went into this grid tank. So thereby all the grit and sand will be settling down. Later on, water went to another settling tank. Right now, from this, basically the human feces, animal feces that was settling down. Right now, and then it was taken out as sludge. Remember, sludg is sludge. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Right now, so sludge was taken out from here, and then further it went to another tank where aerobic bacteria as well decomposing the waste in it further. Right now, guys. And finally, from this aeration tank also, activated sludges were taken into this digester again. So understand this, that from the settler tank, from this tank and from the aeration tank, right now, sludge will be taken into this digester where again anaerobic bacteria will digest the waste found in it, and then further it will be left to be dried, and then it can be used as manure or used for compost making. So the material required for manure and compost is basically sludge. This will be more clear once you have a look at the animation which I will be telling you. And you guys remember about chlorine and ultraviolet rays that were used in the clarifier to clean the water further. Yes, Chakrika and Sundas.
I remember chlorine, but UV I don't.
UV
Yeah.
rays are also used. Yes, Sundas.
Sometimes I like using ozone also.
Ozone treatment is also done. Very good. Ozone treatment is also done. Okay, just let me join from my PC as well so that I would be able to look at you guys. Have a look at this animation, then we will continue further.
Cities and towns have sewerage systems in place to carry the wastewater from our homes, hotels, factories, and other establishments to a sewerage treatment plant where the wastewater is treated. It is then deemed safe to release into other water sources. The treatment of wastewater goes through different stages. Wastewater is treated to remove the physical, chemical, and biological contaminants present in it through various processes. The pre-treatment process involves the sewage being sent through grids or vertical bars that can remove large solid substances like metal cans, paper, and plastic materials. In primary treatment process, the sewage flows through the grit chamber very slowly, so that the sand, pebbles, and soil settle down at the bottom. The sewage flows into the settling tank or sedimentation tank, where the solid wastes like feces are allowed to settle down. Wastes such as soaps, oils, and grease rise to the top of the wastewater. The waste material that settles down at the bottom is called the sludge, and the floatable material is called the scum. Scum is then removed using a skimmer, and sludge is removed with a scraper every few days. The water that is left out is called the clarified water. In the secondary treatment process, biological or organic wastes are removed. It is a biological process. This is done by transferring the clarified water into an aeration tank, where air blowers bubble air, which helps the aerobic bacteria to grow and feed on the organic contaminants such as food waste, feces, and other organisms. The mixture then flows from the aeration tank into the clarifier, where activated sludge settles out by gravity. The activated sludge so produced, along with the sludge produced in the primary process, is transferred to the digester, where it is decomposed.
Okay, so you can see in the animation that, as I told, like sludge will be accumulated in the settling tank also, that is in the first sedimentation tank. Okay, now after the sedimentation tank, it will be settled down there also, and the sludge will be formed in the clarifier also. Here also, sludge is being formed right now. So at two containers, sludge is being formed. Okay, now. Okay, continue.
Caused by anaerobic bacteria. Biogas is produced in this process, which can be used as fuel or can be used to produce electricity. The activated sludge is then left in the sand drying beds.
Yes, Chakrika.
Sir, I didn't get the part where they explained about anaerobic bacteria. So.
Okay, okay, okay.
The mixture then flows from the aeration tank into the clarifier.
Okay, were you talking about the digester or the aeration tank?
No, sir. The part where they explained about why they use the anaerobic bacteria and how is it used?
Okay, okay. Let me play it from here.
In the secondary treatment process, biological or organic wastes are removed. It is a biological process. This is done by transferring the clarified water into an aeration tank where air blowers bubble air, which helps the aerobic bacteria to grow and feed on the organic contaminants such as
Okay, see, in the aeration tank,
Yes,
air
sir.
is being pumped from beneath, so that aerobic bacteria can grow and feed on the organic waste.
Sir, how many days will that take?
How many days will that take? Will that take? How many time it will take? You're saying?
Yes, sir. How much time will it take?
Uh, I can't say in particular, but normally it would take like only 1 or 2 days. I mean to say, like somewhere around max to max, it should be taking 2 to 3 days, and also it depend upon the amount of organic waste in that water, right? For different cities, it would be different. In such cities um, where more organic waste is there in the water, so it will be taking more time. So that's the thing.
Okay,
food
sir.
waste, feces, and other organisms. The mixture then flows from the aeration tank into the clarifier, where activated sludge settles out by gravity. The activated sludge so produced along with the sludge produced in the primary process is transferred to the digester, where it is decomposed by anaerobic bacteria. Biogas is produced in this process, which can be used as fuel or
Okay, now see. Initially, the sludge that was formed and the activated sludge that is formed in this clarify, both the sludges goes into this digester, right? And here anaerobic bacteria are acting. Here anaerobic bacteria are acting, and remember we did talk about biogas also, which will be used as a fuel for producing electricity, used as a kitchen fuel, right? Santosh, Chakrika. So
Yes,
that is
sir.
happening.
Yes.
The biogas production is happening in this digester.
can be used to produce electricity. The activated sludge is then left in the sand drying beds. Some quantity of water in the activated sludge evaporates and the remaining quantity drains through the sand beds. This leaves behind the remaining dried sludge, which can be used for making fertilizers or compost. In the tertiary treatment process, the leftover wastewater is treated with chlorine to remove the phosphorus compounds, nitrogen compounds, and bacteria. It is a chemical process. Chlorine tablets are added to kill the germs. This process is called chlorination. Then this water is let off into the water bodies.
Sir, all the wastewater treating factories, all of them are basically located near the oceans.
It will depend upon the geographical condition also. But if there is a river, okay, then most probably the factories will be set up near the rivers or any other water body if there is, right now.
So what if it is placed somewhere else and they still need to transport the water? So what will they do?
If
But the
the
factory
indus
is not near the oceans or the seas, then what will they do?
Okay, so you are saying that basically if sewage treatment plants, you're talking about sewage treatment plants, right? Not the other factories.
No, sir, but the sewage treatment plants.
So in that case, basically this water will now be used to recharge the groundwater. It will be used for irrigation purposes. Okay, and for it will be used as supply water in the municipalities. Municipalities will be supplying the same water to the houses of the people. Okay, now
Okay.
so for that purposes it can be used. Okay. Normally, if it has to be supplied to houses of people, no, thereby it had to be clean water, right? Now, in the if you were to look at the animation, there were three stages of it. Primary treatment process was there, secondary, and then tertiary. In the tertiary, disinfection is done using um, uh, using chlorine, right now, using ozone or using UV rays. So that kills most of the bacteria in it. But still the water that will be supplied to the homes of the people, since the pipelines are passing across various places. At many times you get to see that the pipe is passing through the drains also. And what if the pipe breaks in the drain? The drain water will be mixed into that water. So normally it shouldn't be used for drinking, but for other purposes, it shouldn't be used for drinking and for cooking purpose as well. But for other activities, it should be used, like for washing the cars, for irrigation purposes, it should be used. Okay, now. So hope that is clear. Okay. Look at these two questions. Answer in the chat box. Okay, now. Okay, have you guys answered this one yet or not? Give the answers of these two questions in the chat box.
Or source of wastewater in the sense.
Source of wastewater. Source of wastewater basically means that place from where wastewater is being released into the environment. For example, when you look at the given options, like if you were to look carefully, there are some places from where waste is being produced and then it is being discharged into the drains, right? So that becomes the source of the waste water.
So we have to answer which one it goes into or which one it comes from.
So you have to answer basically which of the following is not a source of wastewater, not a source of wastewater.
Okay, sir.
Like
Okay, sir.
read the question twice, it will the meaning will be clear. Sundar, the answer you gave for the first one is correct, but for
Sorry.
this,
Sorry, sorry. It was the free one.
no
Sorry.
issue, no issue. Huh. Then it is correct. Okay, na? Hmm. While guys, where aerobic respiration is done, where aerobic bacteria are used in the
In the aeration tank.
aeration tank. Very good. Yeah, the answer of the first one is correct. Very good. Sewers are basically carrying the wastewater. They are not the source of the wastewater, right now. So that is correct. And the second one, Chakrika, that is,
So can I say it?
you can say it.
Sir, is it the anaerobic bacteria?
Exactly. That is the anaerobic bacteria, right now. So the sludge, whether this sludge from here, from the settling tank, or whether the sludge is coming from the clarifier, both of them goes into the digester. And here, anaerobic respiration is taking place. Right now, while in aeration tank, aerobic respiration is taking place. Okay. If you were to look at other options here, this yeast is also there. What is yeast, by the way?
Uh,
Yes. Sundus, that is, yeast is normally added while
In the
you are
in
flower.
making,
alcohol or for making dough.
exactly. Okay, now so yeast is a fungus, okay, and that is used in the process of fermentation. Okay, now used in fermentation. Fermentation is the process where alcohol, using which alcohol is manufactured. Okay, now so there it is used. Some more questions are there. Which of the following is our products of wastewater treatment plant? So answer in the
So we should
chat
get
box. Yes.
nothing.
No. Answer in the chat box. You don't have to say it. By the way, guys, in order to separate larger objects from the sewage water, what were we using in the sewage treatment plant?
So
A
the bar
screen.
screen. Bar screen.
Exactly, guys. Right now, Sundus. Bar screen. In order to continuously remove the sludge from the water, sludge, were we using a skimmer or were we using
Scraper, sir.
this scraper? Yeah,
Scraper, yeah. Scraper.
scraper. Right now. Okay, so every 2 to 3 days, scraper using a scraper, sludge is removed. Sundu, look, read the question again and look at the options again.
Sir, I've sent my
Which
answer.
question? Third or fourth?
Both of them, Sundus.
Sir, are mine correct or wrong?
Let me see that again. For first one, that is
That
correct. For second one, also
I
it is
thought
correct.
the
Third,
third one was the C, but I didn't wrote because like the sludge is like the waste, like how it is a, I mean a product.
see, basically, it's a, see, the question is that which of the following is our products of wastewater treatment? See here, sludge is a waste. That is correct. When we get to see that, it is actually waste that is present there in the water, but it is the outcome of the sewage treatment plant. You are getting clean water that is dumped into that is basically dumped into the water bodies or either supplied to the homes of the people, right? Okay. Further, you get to see that the product, useful products apart from the clean water that we're getting, it's biogas and sludge, because sludge is basically dried and then used as manure or compost.
Manure. Sir.
Right, guys? Okay. So second one, Chakrika, that is correct. See, question number 4, Sundar, which you have answered, no. Open drain system is a breeding place for which of the following? So we did talk about open drains. So flies are found in it. Mosquitoes breed on this. Mosquitoes will be breeding on this. Several type of disease causing microorganisms that are pathogens. Disease causing microbes are called as pathogens. So those will also be found in it. So the correct option is all of these. Option number D. Okay, is that clear?
Yes.
Better housekeeping practices. What are the better housekeeping practices? How do we keep our houses clean?
So clean.
Mhm.
No,
Basically,
yeah, I didn't get it. Clean in the sense.
like better housekeeping practices or what? Like in this sense, we get to see that better housekeeping practices, meaning that organizing our houses in such a way and adopting such means and methods so that we minimize the sewage water right now. So that's
Um,
what it means here.
so we should use water wisely
Hmm.
and
Have separate garbage bins right now.
yeah, and we should also fix our leaked taps or leaked
Exact,
pipes or broken pipes.
exactly. Organic waste should not be thrown into the drain,
Yes,
like the
sir.
oils, vegetable leftovers, right? Doesn't this? Okay, so
Yes,
these are
sir.
some general things, right? So we will be taking up this point also, but another important point is sanitation and disease. So sanitation, basically it refers to what?
Maintaining cleanliness.
Maintaining, maintenance of
A
cleanness.
clean environment.
Exactly, right now. So you know that poor sanitation can lead to many diseases, right? Like one we saw that um, food poisoning can happen due to um, uh, dirty water, for example, typhoid, right? Typhoid or botulism is a disease. Botulism is a disease that is caused due to food poisoning. Food poisoning can happen due to consumption of contaminated food or water, right? Then you get to see, you must have heard of typhoid, right? Typhoid
Yes.
can happen.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now. Then there could be infections in our stomach, in our intestines also, right now. So poor sanitation will cause different type of diseases, right? So whether you um, see that it is linked to transmission of diarrheal diseases such as cholera. So cholera is also a waterborne disease. Cholera and typhoid, both of them are both of this happen when someone consumes due to consumption of contaminated water. Consumption of contaminated water will cause cholera and typhoid. So cholera is caused by a bacteria that is called as Vibrio cholera.
Vibrio.
Yeah. Anyone remembers about typhoid? Which bacteria
Yes,
causes?
sir. It was salmonella. Wait,
Huh. Salmonella and then
salmonella typhoid.
Salmonella
You mean
typhi.
type?
Yeah. Salmonella
Typhoid.
typhi. Typhi. PHII. Okay.
Okay.
So do remember the name. Apart from that, there could be some other problems like intestinal worm infections could also be there. Polio can also be there, right? Okay, now
Malaria also.
malaria. Malaria also, like we know that on stable water, right now on clogged water, basically mosquitoes will be breeding, so malaria will also be spread. So very good. So malaria can also be seen here, and malaria is spread by a mosquito. The name of the mosquito is, anyone remembers? Mosquito is sorry, malaria is spread by female anopheles. Okay, now female anopheles mosquito. Further, if you were to see that malaria is caused by a bacteria or is it caused by a protozoa? Yes, so it is caused by a protozoa. Do remember that as well. Okay, any question in it? Please do let me know. Improper, so we saw that improper sanitation can lead to these diseases also. You can add one more in it. Add meningitis also. Meningitis can happen, then hepatitis can also happen due to this. Okay, no? Yes, any questions in it, please do let me know. Hello?
No.
Okay. So in meningitis, what happens, guys? Meningitis. Heard of this disease before or not? So see, meningitis is usually caused by um, a viral or bacterial infection. It can be caused by a virus also. It can be caused by a bacteria also. Right now. So normally in this case, what will happen that you get to see that our brain is covered by a membrane. When you look at the brain now, suppose this is brain. Okay, now say this is brain. Okay, let's suppose that this is brain. So brain will be protected by a membrane. Right now, inside the skull, if you were to study about the anatomy of the human brain, you will get to see that a brain is packed into a bag-like structure, right? So if you ever happen to in future, like in surgery videos, you might see that when the brain surgery is done, no, when the skull in the skull cap, when it is removed, I mean to say when a drill is made in the skull cap, so the first layer is the pouch-like structure. It's a pouch-like bag that enwraps the brain. So in meningitis, what happens that pouch-like bag that is covering the brain, it swells. Getting it, guys? It starts to swell. So the membrane. Hope you guys are not getting confused what I'm trying to say. Hello. Yes,
Yes.
Sundus,
Yes,
Chakrika.
sir, not.
Okay, no. So that basically swells. So that is what happens in this. Okay, no. So hope that is clear. So in meningitis, what will happen? The initial symptoms like fever, headache will be there. Right now, a person will be vomiting regularly. The person will be very sensitive to light. So the symptoms are like person will be have developed photophobia. Phobia, you guys understand? Na? Photophobia. Phobia is what?
Yes.
Some people have phobia of water, fear of water.
Fear of something.
Fear of something, that is phobia. Hydrophobia, some people suffer from hydrophobia. They won't be going to the swimming pool. They won't be taking a bath right now.
So
Vomiting.
claustrophobia.
Claustrophobia. Claustrophobia is what, by the way?
Sir, it
They're
is when
like
some people have
tight
fear
space.
of confined places, basically small places like
Tight
elevator.
space.
Hmm.
I'm actually claustrophobic.
Okay,
Me too,
okay.
sir. But not that
Acha.
much.
Okay, okay. Almost like many people are claustrophobic then. Okay, now. So person will be vomiting, person will be nauseatic, nausea will happen right now. Confusion will happen in that person. He will feel very irritated. His mental state will be altered. His neck will be very stiff neck. So these things will happen when persons suffer from meningitis. Mainly, has been seen in child as well. Okay. So hope you got this right. Further, now we have the concept of the wormy toilets. Okay, now. So let's study that what are wormy toilets. You might have heard of this, yeah? It's basically a composting, basically. Wormy composting, you might have heard of it. Like in wormy composting, what we do, like
I heard the
all
word vermicompost.
okay, that's good. See, basically in vermicompost, let me give you a background about vermicomposting first. Then you will be able to understand this thing in a better manner. So in vermicomposting, guys, what happens that you will be taking organic waste. So organic waste is taken and it is basically kept in a pit. Okay, it is basically taken into a pit and then thereby red earthworms are allowed to feed over it. Red earthworms are allowed to feed over it. So they are basically spread over it and they will start to feed the organic waste. All right, now organic waste. In order to so that will be feeding on the organic waste, and you will keep on sprinkling some water over it. Every 2 to 3 days you will keep on sprinkling some water over it, and you will make sure that normal temperature is maintained, because vermicomposting cannot be done at extreme temperatures. It cannot be done at very high temperature or very low temperature. There has to be normal temperature of 25 to 35 degrees Celsius. Between this temperature, vermicomposting is done. Okay. And so basically you will dug a pit and you will put all the organic matter in it, and you will cover it using a using a structure, using a cage like a structure. Basically you will cover it, and then you will keep on sprinkling some water over it. So almost after 3 weeks, you will get to see that this organic waste has been converted by the red worms into a very fertile component that is called as compost. And that can be given to the soil to enrich the fertility of the soil. Both of you got this one or not? Please let me know.
Sir,
Yeah,
I
I
don't.
didn't get it.
Okay, Sundus, Chakrika, you?
No, sir, even I didn't get it.
Okay, see. Vermicomposting. Vermi refers to worms. All right. So, see what happens in vermicomposting. Now, you will be taking organic waste like vegetable peels, rotting fruits, vegetables, yeah, all kind of organic waste, dried leaves, everything that is organic in nature. So, see, basically, that organic waste can be converted to a very fertile substance that can be added to the soil to increase the fertility of the soil. That substance is called as compost. Compost. You have manure, you have compost. Both of them adds fertility to the soil, but the difference is that compost is prepared by the decomposition by help of worms. Okay, now so see what happens here. So red
Sir, I still
earthworm,
don't get it.
I haven't completed it yet.
No, sir, like the difference between manure and compost.
Okay, see, manure is basically what, and what is compost? Compost is prepared when worms will be decomposing the organic waste. So you will be getting compost. Okay. Now, if the same organic waste is decomposed but not with the help of earthworms or any other worms, so you will be getting manure. The only difference is that the organic waste is decomposed by the help of worms.
Then it's compost.
Exactly. Then it's compost. And if not, then it is manure.
Okay,
Getting it,
sir.
guys?
Yes, sir.
So in the process of vermicomposting, this organic waste, you will basically dug a pit. In your backyard, you can do it. In your garden, you can do it. So you will dug a big pit and you will put some organic waste in it. And then you can get red earthworms from a store where basically agricultural products are sold. Okay, no, where fertilizers, pesticides are sold. So you can get that from there, and you will allow it to grow. Allow it. You will basically spread that red worm over the organic waste. So in a matter of 3 weeks, you will get to see that it will be converted into compost. Okay, no? It looks like dark brown soil, and you will maintain the temperature between 25 to 35 degrees Celsius, and you will keep on sprinkling some water over it. So after 3 weeks, it will be converted into compost. Hope you guys are getting this thing. See, these are the red earthworms that will be used.
So can you go to the previous slide?
Yeah, sure.
Yes, sir, you can continue.
Okay. So see what happens in this one. Wormy, as I already told you. So right now we are talking about wormy toilets. What are these concepts? What are these things? See, so composting toilet or wormy toilets, or you can call it as composting toilet also. Hmm. So in wormy toilets or composting toilet, what happens? It's a type of dry toilet. Dry toilet. These are type of dry toilet. So in these toilets, human waste is treated by a biological process, right? So here, same thing is happening as the red earthworms were decomposing the organic matter now. So in the case of composting toilets, the red earthworms, or any other worms will be decomposing the human waste into compost. Yes, you guys getting this thing or not?
Yes, sir.
So let's
Yeah.
understand how it basically works. Okay, now see, wormy processing toilets are those toilets in which human excreta is treated by earthworms. As you can see in the image, earthworms are being added to it. It has been found to be a novel, low water use toilet for safe processing of human excreta without odor and fly problem. Odor refers to smell, right? The operation of the toilet is very simple and hygienic. The human excreta is completely converted to wormy cakes. Basically, it is being referred to compost here. All right. And it is a resource which is needed to enrich the nutrients in the soil, because human waste is a um, rich source of different type of minerals for the soil. Yeah. So see here. Uh, Here you get to see that. Have a look at this one. See, that is the wormy toilet. Okay, now. So whenever someone urinates or defecates into the toilet, so thereby in the toilet, carbon-rich material is getting into the toilet. It is rich in carbon content. Apart from that, there will be several other components added in that as well. So you get to see that earthworms will be added in it. Earthworms in added in it. So the waste that are going in it is urine and feces, right? And the water, less amount of water is required here in order to regulate the toilet, right? So basically, urine is adding moisture into the feces. Okay, so earthworm will be feeding it, and all of this is happening here in aerobic conditions. To remember that the decomposition here is not in absence of air. Aerobic in aerobic condition is it is happening. Okay, now apart from earthworms, certain microorganisms will also be feeding on that. Yes. Okay, na Sundus and Chakrika.
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Okay, have a different view of this. See, in this one, you can see that this pipe that goes into this tank now. So this is the image of that tank over here. So this pipe will be bringing the different type of waste into it. Okay, and so here you can get that the earthworms will start to feed over it. Okay, now, and then moisture will be added in it because of urine, right? And it is happening in aerobic condition, that is in the presence of air.
Sir,
Yes.
sir, in the previous slide, it also says kitchen scrapes and facial solids.
Kitchen scraps and fecal solids. Huh, like a via a different pipe now. The waste from the kitchen can also be added in it. If someone wants to modify the
So, sir,
composting a
not
little bit,
only by urine but also by water. The water also will be providing moisture if it's coming from.
kitchen. Huh, huh. From urine also moisture will be added in it. But normally you get to see that the waste from the kitchens are not added into it. It's a separate system. But sometimes a pipe coming from the kitchen can also be added into this tank. So the waste from the kitchen will also be coming into this tank.
Okay, sir.
Okay, no. So that is the concept over here. That it is basically composting. Toilet
So
is basically yes.
it can only the earthworms can only consume the organic matter, right?
Exactly. It will only be consuming the organic waste only.
Okay, sir.
Okay, no. So let me revise what are the things we did talked about it. Have a look at this. Is the warm tank housing. Okay, now. So the vermicomposting toilet which we were studying right now, it's a type of dry toilet because normally in toilet lots of water is being required, right? But it's a concept where it's very less amount of water is required. Basically, flushing is not done here. I mean to say, like in order to flush, a lesser amount of water is required here. Oh, sure. Yeah. So composting toilet, it's a type of dry toilet that is treating the human waste by a biological process in which earthworms are being used to convert it into compost, right? So thereby the decomposition will convert the human waste into a very nutrient-rich substance that is called as compost, and it can be added to the soil to enrich the fertility of the soil. Right now, okay. In fact, most of the dry toilets you will get to see that in that no flushing is not there. Flushing, there is no use of water for flushing there. Okay, the water is not used there to flush it. Okay, and there could be different designs of the composting toilet. There could be different designs, like just as I did told you, like kitchen waste is also being added in it right now. Some other waste can also be
So
added
why
in it.
does why is insulation needed?
Why is insulation needed? This insulation you are saying, no?
Yes,
Insulation
sir.
is needed here so that it does not leaks now. Suppose if the inside container breaks now, so that it does not leaks and foul smell does not comes out from this. So thereby insulation is done over here. Okay, now it's not like this container will be in direct contact with the walls. There has to be an insulation between this container and the wall. No?
Yes, sir.
Further, I wanted to tell one more thing. Like as I did told you, like there could be different designs of it of the composting toilet. Now, sometimes even the coconut coir, the fiber that is found in the coconut, using which even ropes are made. You understand coconut coir,
Yes, sir.
right? So that
Yes,
can
sir.
also be added in it. That can also be added in it. Okay. So hope that is clear. If there's any other question in it, please do let me know.
No, sir.
So here you can get to see that vermicomposting toilet. It's an approach where sanitation is being maintained, but apart from that, um, it is a eco-friendly method. Also, less water is required here, and the waste can be converted into reusable substance, and basically that is compost in order to increase the fertility of the soil. Right now, if there's any other question in it, please do let me know. Sometimes you would see one more term for vermicomposting. Like sometimes it is called as with this term. This term is also used for it. Sawdust toilets. Okay, no. But anyways, just know this term, composting toilet. That is sufficient. Now, moving ahead, reuse of human excreta. We just studied about this thing. So the use of human excreta is the safe, beneficial use of treated human excreta after applying suitable treatment steps and risk management approaches that are customized for the intended reuse application. So see, right now in this one, human excreta is being reused. But when you know of some countries where water is a very scarce resource, right now, water availability is very scarce. Okay, now. So thereby what they would be doing now, they would be even using the human excreta to filter water out of it. Getting it what I'm trying to say,
Yes, sir.
right? So that is also one thing. So the major thing you need to note here, that this read this one, that they may also make use of the organic matter and the energy contained in the excreta, and to a lesser extent reuse of the excreta's water content might also take place, although this is better known as water reclamation from municipal wastewater. As I was saying, that even water can be taken out of it and can be used for agricultural purposes, and in some countries even the human waste is treated and the water is used for drinking purposes as well. Okay, now other uses are that the human waste can be used as fertilizers in agriculture or in horticulture activities. Horticulture, what does this term mean? Because horticulture, HORTICULTURE, is
So I've
horticulture, what is it?
studied about this, but I forgot.
Yes, in this horticulture
Mm,
basically. Mhm.
a garden, something related to garden. I think so.
That is floriculture now. FLO.
Yeah, I know the answer.
See, in horticulture, basically, it's a field of agriculture, basically in which we learn about the science. We learn about the art of growing vegetables, fruits, different type of herbs, different type of ornamental plants. That is what horticulture means. All right, now let me repeat. It's the art of growing of vegetables, basically learning about the art and science of growing vegetables, fruits, different type of herbal plants, and different type of ornamental plants also, like flowering plants will also be counted in it. Different type of shrubs will also be counted in it. Okay, no. So basically, as Sundar was mentioning about garden, so basically it's the cultivation of plants in gardens and also in greenhouses as well. Okay, no. So basically, large scale production is not done here. On a small scale, production of flowers, production of fruits, vegetables, different type of herbal plants are done in horticulture. Getting it, guys?
Yes, sir.
Okay, then.
Yes.
Also, two more things are written over here. Like biogas, it can be used to obtain biogas also. The human excreta, it can be used in the biogas plant to make biogas. Remember, in the sewage treatment plant, we did talked about how sludges were basically taken into a digester, and then thereby um, biogas was forming there, right now. So that sludge consisted of human excreta also, right? So directly, this human excreta can also be used to prepare biogas. Hope you are getting it. Here you can see. Okay, na? It's being used as a manure or compost for enriching the nutrients in soil. Okay, have a look at this image. We still have few minutes left now. So have a look at this image, guys. That is a which plant? Eucalyptus plant, no? What is special about this?
Sir, it helps in keeping the house, keeping the air in the house clean.
Hmm. Right? Or if there is too much of humidity in the area, in the room, so thereby this plant is planted there. It is kept in the room. So eucalyptus plant can absorb water from the air at a very faster rate, right? So it will be absorbing the water at a faster rate. Okay, no. Uh, Actually, it has got no relation with humidity. Okay, now that point is incorrect. See, basically, it will be taking up water from the soil too fast, and you have to continuously provide water to the eucalyptus plant. So thereby, it will be taking water from soil, takes water from soil at a very fast rate. fast, right? So if the rate of absorption of water by the roots of eucalyptus plants is very fast, so thereby it will be losing the water from the leaves also. So rate of transpiration will also be more, right now, guys? Okay. So thereby it will be releasing water vapor. Getting it, guys? It will be releasing pure water vapor into the air. So actually, if the
Yes,
air
sir.
is too dry, so then thereby we'll be using this plant actually. Okay, no?
There are also other type of plants, right? Like I have one at my home.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically called xanthophyllum, but it's also called peace lily.
Repeat that again.
Sir, it's actually xanthophyllum,
Okay, and what
but
else it is
it's
called?
also called peace lily.
Peace lily.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
okay.
It provides
Peace.
clean air. Basically, it doesn't. I mean, it clears the. It provides clean air, basically. So yeah, that's all I know about it.
Okay, okay. Like, did you say like it is also known as sput
No, sir. Xanthophyllum.
xanthophyllum? Okay, okay. So, anyways, see, peace lily, as you said, so that is also one of the plant that is used to keep the environment clean, as you say, saying, right? Okay,
Yes, sir. Like the other name of xanthophyllum is peace lily.
okay, okay, okay. So, like it basically purifies the air, right
Yes,
now.
sir. Yes, sir.
Uh, so, peace lily, which you're saying, hmm, peace lily. It's, I think, it's a small plant. I might have seen it. Like it is having lots of leaves in it.